Hello, friends. Welcome to All That Matters, a channel about all and everything. Today, let us talk about a safe investment option. No, I'm not going to talk about the fixed deposit. This is something else. So, let's get started. Indians are always fond of the yellow metal gold. Over the years, our infatuation over gold has only grown stronger since gold forms part of our religious ceremonies and auspicious events, sometimes being passed on as family heirloom over multiple generations. Our elders always advise us to purchase gold. The only way we knew how to do that was buying it as jewelry, which is worn or is used to adorn to deities. It is also considered as a security for future financial needs since it can be converted into cash easily. Let us see the price rise of gold over past 20 years. The gold price was rupees 430 in 2001 and in 2020 the gold price was rupees 4865. It has increased more than 10 times in past 20 years. As we can see, the gold price has increased in the long run, giving a CAGR compounded annual growth rate of 12.89% in the past 20 years, and it makes a good and safe investment option with a return better than the fixed deposit. People generally buy gold and store it in bank lockers or at home lockers. Now, let us see what the issues are in doing that. If purchased as jewelry, a GST of 3% is applicable on the gold price. We pay for making charges and it ranges generally between 10 to 20% of the gold value, and we also incur charges on wastage. A GST of 5% is applicable on making charges as well. If kept in a bank locker, a fee of rupees 1000 to 5000 per annum needs to be incurred depending on the size of the locker. In addition to this, banks generally insist on maintaining a fixed deposit with them to issue you a locker. It is prone to theft even if kept in the bank locker. Though the chances are less to get stolen from bank locker, it can happen, in which case we get nothing. When we sell gold jewelry, we do not get the full value of gold as making charges and GST are not paid for. We lose the amount paid as GST and making charges when we sell gold jewelry. Even the capital appreciation is taxable. Physical gold is not an income generating asset. To get the benefit of capital appreciation, one has to sell it. Not to mention the mental stress we undergo to safeguard the gold. So, if gold is not purchased for personal use but as an investment, it is better not to purchase in physical form. So, what is the alternative to buying physical gold? It is sovereign gold bonds or SGBs. What is sovereign gold bond? Sovereign gold bonds are government securities denominated in grams of gold issued by Reserve Bank on behalf of Government of India. These bonds are issued with a tenure of 8 years with a right to redeem after completion of 5 years. The quantity of gold for which the investor pays is protected since he receives the ongoing market price at the time of redemption or premature redemption for the quantity of gold purchased. Now let us see what are the benefits of holding sovereign gold bonds. These bonds generate a fixed interest at the rate of 2.5% per annum on the initial investment amount, which will be credited twice a year to the bank account of the investor. This interest will be taxable as per the provisions of the Income Tax Act 1961. This kind of regular return is not available in physical gold jewelry or physical gold. The quantity of gold for which the investor pays is protected since he receives the ongoing market price of gold at the time of redemption or premature redemption. The capital gains tax arising on redemption of sovereign gold bonds to an individual has been exempted. The indexation benefits will be provided to long term capital gains arising to any person on transfer of the bonds. Now let's see a example comparing physical gold purchase and the gain which we get out of selling it and purchasing sovereign gold bonds. We are going with some assumed values here. So let us assume gold purchase value is 1 lakh rupees in both the cases. A GST of 3% on gold value is applicable in case of physical gold. Let us assume a making charges of 10% of the value of gold. I am ignoring wastage here. GST at the rate of 5% on making charges is applicable. So the total amount paid for a gold of 1 lakh comes to 1,13,500, whereas in sovereign gold bonds you just have to pay 1 lakh. Physical gold does not generate any income. Sovereign gold bonds, on the other hand, generate interest income at 2.5% per year. So that comes to 20,000 for 8 years. And we are assuming a sale realization of 2 lakhs after completion of 8 years in both the cases. So let us see the capital gains in both the cases. In case of physical gold, we'll get a capital gain of 86,500, and sovereign gold bonds we get 1 lakh. Income tax is applicable on sale of physical gold, which comes to 17,300, whereas in case of sovereign gold bonds it is exempted. So the net gain in case of physical gold, if you see, is 69,200, whereas in the case of sovereign gold bonds it's 1 lakh. In addition to that, it also generates interest income which will be subject to tax. So, as we figured in the example, sovereign gold bonds as an investment instrument provide better returns than holding physical gold. Now, let us see how to apply for the sovereign gold bonds and how these can be sold before the tenure of 8 years or 5 years in case of needs. RBI issues these bonds in multiple tranches in a year. These can be applied online using the bank account or the securities trading account with a discount of rupees 50 per gram on the issue price of the bond. If purchased on offline, it can be purchased from the banks, in which case you will not be getting the 50 rupees discount per gram. A minimum investment is the value of 1 gram of gold, and maximum can go up to the value of 4 kgs of gold per individual per financial year. Do we have an option to liquidate these sovereign gold bonds in case of need before the completion of their tenure? Yes. How? Let us see. These can be used as a collateral. Just like in case of physical gold, these bonds are eligible to be used as collateral for loans from banks, financial institutions, and non-banking financial companies. The loan to gold value ratio is the same as in the case of loan against physical gold. These bonds can be held in demat account and can be traded in secondary market like regular securities, making them a liquid asset. However, the capital gain will be subject to income tax. These bonds can also be gifted like regular gold. All these advantages, and with a CAGR of 12.89% in past 20 years, make sovereign gold bonds a very safe and good investment option. Hope you all liked watching this video. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.